What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. Today we're talking all about Paysafe again because it's been a while since I last covered it, which was about 4 months ago, and at that time it was trading around $12 and now it's close to $8. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what's actually going on. But before we dive right into that, I just wanted to say congrats to everyone who might have bought Coinbase when I made my video on that as well. That was about 4 months ago and we're up about 40%. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I will be taking some of my profits and keeping around 20 or 30% of my holdings in Coinbase and then move that money into another stock because there's just too many good price stocks right now, like Paysafe, which we'll be talking about. And by the way, guys, if you haven't already subscribed or liked the video, please help me out and go do that right now. I think the button's like down here somewhere. So Paysafe right now is at $8 and it's dropped quite a bit right now. So like I said, you guys can see from this chart, it's dropped quite a bit. The last time I made a video on it was around this time when it was around 11:30, 11:50-ish. And I have no complaints. I did buy some then. And you can never time the market, right? So like it hit that $18, $19 mark after the SPAC, and since then it's down about 55, 58%. So I'll go into the financials a little bit, I'll cover some news stories, and then I'll let you guys know the updated price targets and all. So we'll start with the second quarter earnings. So these are on August 16th. And obviously I'm not going to cover everything. I'm just going to cover some of the exciting points because I'm not going to have time to go through everything. Some of the exciting things that I found in here were, one, the volume, guys. So they're growing 41% year over year, their Q2 volume. That's excellent because you know that they're doing something good. They're in the right path to earn more revenues later on. And if you guys haven't heard, the C-218 bill passed in Canada, which legalizes single event sports betting. And currently right now, Paysafe actually processes 100% of that market. I don't know how much there is right now because it just got legalized. A lot of stuff is still going to be opening, but since they do process 100% already, that is a that's the strongest position they can have. So hopefully they'll keep up with that and they'll get to grow their revenues through that way as well. And by the way, guys, if you aren't really familiar with Paysafe or like what they do, what their brands are, like down here they list Paysafe, Skrill, Nutella, Paysafe Card, all of these. If you guys aren't really too sure, definitely check out my previous video on this because I explain it all, so it'll make a lot more sense. So right now I'm not going to be going through all that because I don't want to be repeating anything. I'm just going to be covering why the stock might have dropped and anything past that point. So some of the other things that they did really well is right here, they're expanding their reaches with cryptocurrencies. Since they did partner up with Coinbase, they've added 22 more cryptocurrencies available. But what really makes this company is just the way they operate. Like they're making moves strategically. And so far since the SPAC and the merger with Bill Foley coming on board, they've saved around 16.7 million and they've made really good acquisitions. So on this next slide, we can see that their goal is to save 30 million in this fiscal year. They've already done 16.7 million, which is over half, so that's really good. And they also did 2 large acquisitions. So this is actually the reason why the company and the stock price fell, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. I just want to point out some of the good things first, right? So they acquired 2 companies. One is PagoEffectivo, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, and Safetypay, which are in Latin America, where e-commerce is also growing very quickly. And the great thing about these 2 companies combined is that they have 55% revenue compounded annual growth rate, which is amazing, and they're actually both profitable. So down here where I have the highlighted points, they're going to be adding 60 million to Paysafe's revenue and 20 million to their adjusted EBITDA in 2022. And with these 2 acquisitions, they now have a presence in 60 plus countries with over 3,700 merchants. So with these 2, they do expect a very strong recovery in the first quarter of 2022. So now let's actually jump into their financials. All the guidance and stuff they gave, we'll talk about that. So here we can actually see they hit all their guidance, and that's awesome. So nothing to make you think that this stock should have dropped significantly as it did. Revenue right here, they were on the high end. Gross profit, they're right around the middle. Adjusted EBITDA, they're right around the high end as well. Oh, that did not work as great. There we go. Cost of services, they're right in the middle, so nothing really you can complain about. So now let's look at their actual Q3 guidance. Also, guys, one more thing I wanted to mention right before we jump into their Q3 is their balance sheet. So right now they have around 248 million in cash, and their total debt is 2.1 billion, roughly, let's just say. So their net debt is 1.8 million and their net debt to their adjusted EBITDA is 4.3. So what that means is their earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization that they make each year, they'll be able to pay off their total debt in about 4 years according to their earnings currently. So that's not the greatest. It's not absolutely terrible, but obviously we would like to see that go down a little bit. And they say here that they are committed to a long-term leverage goal of 3.5. So we'll see how that goes. So now jumping into their Q3. Their revenue guidance for Q3 was below expectations for analysts. However, the full year guidance was actually unchanged. So this was one of the reasons why the stock fell after the report as well. But they are still growing their revenue. They're growing their adjusted EBITDA. Nothing terrible. I still don't agree with why the stock fell like 55%, or even when I made my video when it was around $11.50, $12 going to $8. That's a huge like 30% drop just for this. I think that was an overreaction in the market, and of course the market has been very choppy, so it hasn't been the greatest for a lot of these growth stocks. But let's go into some other information. So like I was saying earlier, guys, another reason why the stock fell was because of those two large acquisitions that they made. And although they were good acquisitions and they are profitable and they're making money, the combined total cost of those two acquisitions was around 1 billion, and that will take the leverage ratio up to around 5, which some people think is too high. So the leverage ratio just refers to the proportion of debt that's compared to equity or capital, as in like cash and its assets. So personally, yeah, like they were expensive acquisitions, but I feel like in these types of markets, if you don't make the move quick enough, you won't be able to get in. And even if you pay a lot right now, I like to think about the growth with iGaming and electronic payments. The growth is so high that revenue will continue growing along with it. I'm just hoping Bill Foley can help with the profitability of the added revenue. So it's good that they're expanding to Latin America. These aren't dumb acquisitions. At least the companies are actually profitable, so they're not gonna hurt Paysafe as soon as they make the acquisitions. And they're in a completely different market, right? They're trying to expand as quick as possible as well. So now we'll go into some of the releases that they have done, like the press releases. We'll just quickly go over the stuff that has happened from their financial reports since their Q2 report until now. So we got the Q2 report on August 16th. Right after that, on August 22nd, they acquired Via Fintech, which is a German fintech company, and they are the market leader in Germany. So again, they're trying to expand there. Nothing wrong with that. By the way, guys, this is just on the website. You guys can easily go check this out. So right after that, they have another partnership on the 8th. They got another partnership on the 13th. They got another partnership on the 30th with Fubo Gaming. On October 4th, they recently partnered with Intralot, and they'll be using their platform with the Montana government with lottery games. So that's a pretty good partnership there, working with the government directly. And lastly, they partnered up with Zen.com, and because of this, the stock went up 6% recently, the day that information was released, and it's up around 26% from its lows. But right now, guys, it's an amazing time to buy. Oh, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm saying right now is just pure entertainment, so don't listen to me. Definitely go check out all this information first for yourself. But anyways, if you guys got Paysafe at an earlier price or like a higher price, I would definitely try lowering your average. And lastly, now let's take a look at some of their price targets. So when I made my video 4 months ago, analysts set the price target around $17, which was about a 40% increase from the current levels then. So now, since obviously the prices have decreased so much, they have adjusted their price targets, and now currently it's around $13.60. But the upside is actually even larger. It's a 70% upside almost, and it's a strong buy by 5 analysts. So there you have it, guys. I will be buying more and lowering my average at the current levels. And if you guys enjoyed the content, please go and smash that subscribe button and like the video. Comment down below if you have any questions. Just stay updated with all the latest content, because we all know sometimes even if you miss a day or two, you can lose a lot of gains. So definitely go like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.